Digger was a cat of refined tastes. She loved nothing more than to lounge on the sun-drenched windowsill, her sleek black fur gleaming. She would spend hours grooming herself, ensuring every whisker was in place. Didger preferred her own company, observing the world with a regal air. Boomer, on the other hand, was a whirlwind of energy. A golden retriever with a heart as big as his bark, Boomer loved to chase his tail, play fetch, and shower everyone he met with slobbery kisses. He was always eager to make new friends, his tail wagging incessantly. Their human, Robert, often wondered how two creatures so different could exist in the same house. He loved them both dearly, but their interactions were often a source of amusement and at times concern. Didger viewed Boomer as a clumsy oaf, while Boomer just wanted to play with the elegant feline. Their first meeting had been a disaster. Digger had arched her back, hissing at Boomer when he bounded towards her, tail wagging. Boomer, confused by the hostile reception, had barked in response, further terrifying the poor cat. From that moment on, a truce, albeit an uneasy one, existed between them. Didger would often glare at Boomer from atop the bookshelf, her tail twitching in annoyance as he zoomed around the living room. Boomer, for his part, seemed oblivious to her disdain, often dropping his slobbery tennis ball at her feet, hoping to entice her to play. Robert wished they would get along. He imagined them curled up together, the best of friends, but the reality was far from his idyllic vision. It seemed their inherent differences were too vast to bridge. One day, Robert came home with a new toy for Boomer. It was a purple plush octopus with long, dangling legs and big, googly eyes. Boomer, ecstatic at the new arrival, immediately snatched it up, shaking it with playful ferocity. Didger, who had been observing from her usual perch on the armchair, watched with detached curiosity. The toy certainly looked interesting, she thought, but she wasn't about to let Boomer see her interest. Boomer, however, was not one to be ignored. He trotted over to the armchair, dropping the octopus at Didger's feet. "Look, Didger," he seemed to say with his wagging tail. "A new friend for us to play with." Didger, though, remained aloof, pretending to ignore the toy at her feet. But Boomer was persistent. He nudged the octopus closer to Digger, the toy's long plush legs brushing against her side. Suddenly, something within Digger snapped. She couldn't help herself. She swatted at the toy, her claws playfully catching on the plush fabric. Boomer, delighted that Didger was finally engaging, grabbed the other end of the octopus. A playful tug-of-war ensued, each pulling with surprising strength. Around and around the living room they went, the purple octopus a blur between them. Finally, exhausted from their exertions, they collapsed onto the rug, panting. For the first time, their eyes met, not with suspicion or annoyance, but with shared amusement. A silent understanding seemed to pass between them.